It's such a delight to come your way today. I'm Victor, the Director of PGR Internships and Inner-City Missions. So today we'll be bringing you impact stories from the PGR Innercity. And we have a guest with me here who I'm going to be introducing very shortly. But before I introduce my special guest for today's impact story review, I'd like to acquaint you with what we are all about, what the PGR Innercity is all about. You see, the PGR Innercity is a division of the PGR Nation, and it's focused on reaching out to people who are destitute, reaching out to people who are in need, in one need or the other. PGR Innercity, we have the HEC, which is the Hands on Every City. The Hands on Every City reaches out to people, an extension, being the hand of Jesus, the hands of Jesus to them, communicating God's love to them, and empowering them with victuals. And we also have the PGR Scholarship Program. Okay, so today we're bringing you impact stories from the PGR Scholarship Program. We've been at it for over 5 years now, and we've had a number of beneficiaries whose lives have been so blessed by this program, courtesy of the PGR Nation and our partners. The reason why we are bringing this to you, I think is important to state. The reason why we are bringing these impact stories to you is for you to communicate God's love, to share with you how this program has been a life changer for the beneficiaries, and also to empower you with hope. We focus on reaching out to young adults, we focus on reaching out to people who are challenged and are unable to continue their studies. So the essence of this is to ensure you that there is hope for you wherever you are. And I have with me here Miss Divine Abo. Good to have you on this platform.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I'd like you to tell us okay, I've already said your name. So you tell us your class, you tell us how old you are.
Okay, I'm 17 years old and I'm SS3.
You're a beneficiary of the scholarship project, right? And so I'd like to know foremost, what happened in the first place? Before you became a beneficiary of the scholarship program, I believe you dropped out of school.
Yeah.
Owing to some reasons which we don't know yet. Okay, you dropped out of school, and a couple of things must have happened within that period, happened to you and happened around you. Yeah, so let's hear your story. How was it before you encountered or before you received the scholarship award from the PGR Innercity Missions?
Before I received scholarship from the PGR Mission, before that, I have totally lost hope of going to school. I was like, school is not meant for everybody. That was my mindset then. That maybe I'll just join any skill like that. But at that time, I was still, my mindset was still low then. Then I was feeling like I was in the verge of depression. Nobody loves me, nothing. Like nobody to check up on you. As my dad died, there was promises from everywhere. Uncles, aunties, everybody was promising that I will further your education, I'll further.
Okay, and your dad was the breadwinner of the family at that time. And so he passed on.
Yes.
And you lost hope. You stopped schooling because your mom you couldn't really meet the financial demands of the family at that time.
Yeah.
Okay.
So at that time, I was going to a boarding school before. All of a sudden, as he died, I only went for one more term. So my mommy couldn't cope up again with the fees and everything. So I dropped out.
Okay, so how many are you? I'd like to know, how many are you in the family, and what child are you?
We are 5 children.
5 children?
Yeah, and I'm the 4th child.
And you're the 4th?
Yeah.
Oh. So how was that period? That period when you stopped, your dad passed on, and then you were forced to stop schooling. How exactly did you feel?
I felt really bad, and then I was like, everybody was just against me and school. Then I didn't believe in anything. I didn't even believe in myself again. I was like, this is not life. Everybody was going to school. You just come outside, everybody's on their uniform going to school, and you only the one indoors. And then I did not know anybody. I just used to lock myself in, just stay inside. Then I was at the verge of depression. I was like, since this thing is not life, so what are we now living for? I was just like, like awful thoughts were just racing through my mind. So.
And you know, as a young girl at the time, you had a lot of ambitions, you know, things that you wanted to accomplish. So after that period that was that difficult time when your dad passed on, what happened to your ambitions? What was going through your mind?
I was like, since there is no, it's another thing to have ambition, and it's another thing for let there be money to further you.
Okay.
So I was like, since there is no money, ambition will wait for some time. So I said, let's stay. We'll look for another skill and further it up. So then, I wanted to be a lawyer. Like I wanted to be a lawyer. But then I was like, all hope is lost. If it's tailoring, we'll go there.
Okay. But somehow you just wanted to keep pushing on.
I wanted to keep pushing on.
Yeah.
But then everybody was just, nobody was there again. Only my mom and her 5 children. Then my father used to take care of many other people apart from us. But after he died, even the aunties, the uncles, everybody turned their back. People that was like, I will see them through school. That was during when they came for condolences, they were like, they will see me through school. All of a sudden, I didn't see anybody.
So that was also a case of deferred hope, because you had hopes on these other people that you were going to continue because of them.
But all of a sudden, everybody just turned there. Nobody was there again to ask, how is these children faring?
Okay, so aside your academics, aside the fact that you had to stop schooling, how was life like? How were you feeding? I mean, your mom catering for 5 children, and how was it like in terms of feeding and other vital aspects?
My mom catering for 5 children was like, you eat maybe let's call it once in a blue moon. Anytime the moon is like that means once in a week. Then we embark on serious fasting.
Oh, okay.
Because there was no food, no resources, so we just term it as fasting, even though we did not have plan on fasting. But just had to. Everybody.
You went on impromptu fastings.
Yeah.
Amazing. And I learned before now that you fasted for 3 years.
Yes.
Right? How did that come about?
Because there was nothing, there was no resource, so we just. No money, nothing. We just like stayed. Like we eat maybe once in a week. If you eat, we'll be like, God, when next will be our next food? We had just everything was just believing on God. This one is that no business again, nothing. My mom, she had to quit her work for that time because no money again, no capital, nothing to start up her business again. So she just stayed.
Okay, she consumed even the capital that she used to run her business.
Because then my daddy was there to support her.
Yeah.
Even though there was no capital, but he would just bring his own, and everything would keep going. But then nobody. My dad he's late. He was like, as he died, everything just stopped.
Okay.
I lost my dad in 2018.
2018?
Yes, and I was awarded the scholarship in 2021.
Okay, so how long did you stay out of school?
I stayed for 3 years out of school.
3 years. Okay, what it then means is that you stopped schooling almost immediately after you lost your dad?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'd like to know, what were you doing within that span of 3 years, except the struggles that you've already spoke about, and the hope that you had just to do something, maybe going to venture into a skill and learn something for yourself. What were you doing within that period? Did you eventually learn a skill, or what did you do?
No, I didn't do anything during that period. There was not even money to go and learn the skill, so I was just at home.
Okay. So you were just waiting for a miracle to happen, and thank God it did.
Yeah.
All right. So, you said you said to us that you were grateful to God for that period.
Yeah.
That challenging period. Why would you say so?
Yeah, that challenging period really taught me a big lesson. Yeah, they really say experience is the best teacher. Yeah. If I didn't have this experience, I know that by now, maybe I'll be a wayward child, all these kind of things. But
so it taught you wisdom.
Yes, taught me wisdom, taught me the love of God, that Jesus is my father, God is my father. I didn't have any physical or earthly father, that all my hope and trust should be on him.
All right, so your story is quite an inspiring one, and you see, it's one that goes out to every young adult that's currently in the same capacity as you were back then. Okay, so how did you come across the PGR Nation, and how did you become a beneficiary of the scholarship project, the scholarship program? What occasioned that for you?
Okay, I met him.
You met who?
I met the director of the PGR Nation.
Okay.
And I've been telling him about my situations and things challenging me. At that time, he couldn't do anything about it, but all of a sudden, they called my mom that she should go to my school.
Yeah.
And I reached there. Told me that everything, my fees, my uniform, my lockers, everything has been paid for. I was like, is this real? Because I was not like, what happened? Like, how did everything happen? But as I entered my class, I knew that it was real. Yeah.
Remarkable. You were part of the TC conferencing community? You were? You weren't? Okay. So how did you cope? Being out of school for 3 years, I know you probably have the feeling that others are already ahead of you.
Yeah.
And then coming back to school, you have a form of hassle trying to cope with the things that were being taught, because you had been out of school for a while, and so somehow there's been a backlog already of things that you knew, things that you needed to learn. So how did you cope with that period when you just started?
That period when I just started, but I was having this mixed feeling going to a class with your genius, people you really see.
Yeah.
In coping with my studies, it was really not that hard, because that 3 years I was at home. That time I had to be reading books, the ones from my elder siblings.
Yeah.
But when I started school, it wasn't really that hard. Like, I just coped up. Thank God, both for the wisdom.
Yeah.
Like, I just coped up.
So was your academic performance impacted by the period you stayed out of school?
Yeah.
Okay. How was it impacted?
Like, then I was going to school, the boarding school before. I didn't really know much. But after the period of time I stayed at home, I had time to read. But when I go back to school, I was really impressed by my results.
Remarkable.
When I saw my report, I was like, will I be able to get A1 in some subjects?
Oh, that's lovely. That's lovely. So you were not just a beneficiary. You were not just a beneficiary of the financial aspects. Your fees being cleared and all of that. You also got in contact with the grace that comes with such a program. And you see, this is very consistent with the scholarship beneficiaries. We've had records, we have reports of many of them that come into the program, many of them that we award scholarships, and they begin to excel academically. Yes, their results, I collect reports, I collect results of the scholarship beneficiaries, and some of the times I'm impressed at the results that they send across to me. Yeah, so as a young person, I know young people have a lot of fears, concerning their future and all of that. So are there fears, are there things that you're still skeptical about, even though I know you're a beneficiary of the scholarship program already? But do you have some fears or doubts concerning the future and your ambition, the pursuit of your ambition?
Yeah, I'm still skeptical about the fact that whether my university will still continue, whether they are still going to continue the scholarship program.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not certain about that.
We hope to. Yeah, thank you. One final question I'd like to ask: what would you say to the director, or would you say to PGR Nation for giving you the opportunity to continue your schooling and for renewing your hope of becoming a lawyer?
Yeah, I would like to say a very big thank you, and I'm really grateful to them. like to say God bless them for bringing back hope to my life and making my dream of becoming a lawyer and making my dream being actualized. I would like to say thank you very much. I'm really grateful.
So you would say that this project, this award, the scholarship award that you received, has affected every area of your life.
Yes.
Congratulations, Divine. This is Impact Stories from the PGR Scholarship Program, a subdivision of the PGR Innercity Missions, bringing you updates and reports from our scholarship beneficiaries, telling you how this has been of benefits to them and how the program has transformed their lives, and very importantly, bringing you renewed hope, for those of you that are also challenged and in the same situation as some of the beneficiaries. This is to tell you that Jesus still loves you. Jesus still loves you. You see, this is God's hand being extended to you. God's hand being extended to young adults all over the world. And it's interesting to know that Divine is not just the only one that is a beneficiary or that has been a beneficiary of the scholarship program. We've had other young adults who have benefited from the PGR scholarship program, and they are doing remarkably well. They are doing excellently well. One vital takeout that I had from the impact story that Divine shared with us was how she utilized her season of waiting. And this is a message to you out there going through the same challenge. She said she fasted for 3 years. She fasted for 3 years and she built herself. She was developing herself, building capacity in hope for what was going to come, which she wasn't so sure of at the time. You see, and that's a message to you out there, that there is hope for you and that you should learn to utilize your season of waiting. There is a season of waiting for you. The period where you are now, where you're going through all of those challenges and all of those boisterous situations and turbulent times, are seasons of waiting for you. Are seasons of waiting. So it's imperative that you utilize those seasons to your advantage by, engaging in meaningful activities. You could learn skills, and I'm very sure that it will be worthwhile. So this is also a clarion call to you to become a part of what we are doing. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? You could partner with us in intercession. You heard about the stories we shared, how that not just the finances were catered for. You heard about the testimonies of academic progress. You heard about the testimonies related to the families. That attests to the fact that this is beyond the finances. This is beyond the financial support. That's why you can also partner with us through intercession, making prayers for the PGR Nation, the PGR Innercity, and the scholarship beneficiaries. And then again, to facilitate intercession, we have systems and structures. We have the Global Prayer Bootcamp. There's going to be a link. There's a link there. Just click on the link to join the Global Prayer Bootcamp and to be a part of the prayer and fasting seasons for all of these processes. To advance the work that we are doing and to take the work to an even higher level, you could partner with the PGR Nation to be a partner with the PGR Scholarship Project and to help us, to enable us accommodate even more people in the program and be a blessing to lives around the world. And you see, one very vital aspect, one very vital reality of being a partner with the PGR Nation is that, you see, there is a blessing for partners. There's a blessing for those that partner with us. So through your partnership, you can contribute to the sustainability, the continuity, and the expansion.
I extend an invitation to you. Come a part of the PGR Nation. If these teachings bless your life and you're still watching to this point, it means there's something about this kingdom organization and you. There's a connection. You're meant to be part of this kingdom organization. We want to bring the word of God in better and more effective ways. And how are we going to do that? Send us a one-time gift. Send us a monthly gift. Listen, we want you to use your finance to help us grow the influence of Jesus and to keep spreading this divine message of the word.
To continue the work of the ministry more effectively, I'll ask you to partner with us through your donations in your currency of choice. Make a one-time donation or partner with PGR. For partnership and donation, use the link below. www.flutterwave.com/pay/PGR partnership. The gospel is free, but the means to deliver it more effectively and beyond isn't. Follow us and give feedback on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok and YouTube at PraiseGen Resources. Send us an email at praisegenresources@gmail.com. The PGR Nation, bringing you into the flourish through the systems and resources of the kingdom. Do flourish.